Hello guys, today we are going to be talking about the pros and cons to becoming a mermaid. I have my list right next to me and we are just going to list a pro and then a con. Our first pro is that you finally feel like your true self. Who you are on the inside matches your outside, and that is amazing. A con is that it gets lonely. You are living a double life. You have all of these other experiences that no one is experiencing but you, and that can get very lonely very quickly. A pro is the tail. You can swim extremely fast. It is indescribable. It's such a freeing experience to swim with a tail. It's nothing like silicone or fabric tail either. I have tried those, and it is so much more different when the tail is actually a part of you. It's just one of the most amazing things ever. The tail is also usually very beautiful if you've chosen your tail. A con is seafood cravings. I don't get these because I'm a guardian mermaid, but lots of mermaids will crave fish and other seafoods, and if those aren't available, then that can really suck. A pro is the powers. They are useful for modern inconveniences. I have aerial kinesis. I use it to switch off light switches and dumb things like that. It's also nice to know that you can protect yourself. It makes you feel quite powerful, which you are, of course. They're also overall just fun to use and mess around with. A con is that you feel a need to swim like 24/7. Like you can walk past a body of water and all you want to do is get in. And if you don't have somewhere to swim that's available to you, that's private obviously, then that is not going to be good. A pro is the community. There are so many mermaids online, and it's really nice to feel like you're a part of something so big and so magical. A con is the community. There are a lot of toxic people and misinformation, and if you are on the online mermaid community, you are going to get falsely accused of lying all of the time. If your views don't line up with someone else's views, then it's just like, boom, liar, which isn't true in almost all cases. A pro is that you can pick up and start a new life, whether that is in the ocean, in a pod, or Atlantis, or in the Great Lakes if you're a freshwater mermaid, because freshwater mermaids are never acknowledged. But yes, that's great, because if you don't like where you are or if you feel lost, that is definitely an option. A con is that it is quite a burden to keep that large of a secret. It's super hard, and lying to people is never fun. A pro is that you will most likely either get gills or be able to hold your breath for very long periods of time. This is amazing. Like, super fun. Gills are extremely hard to get used to because you're having to stop one respiratory system and start another, and it's really, really tricky. But once you do, you can swim underwater for forever, and it's amazing. I feel like I'm using the word amazing a lot, so sorry about that. A con is mermaids who transform whenever they touch water. It's pretty on paper, right? The idea of an H2O mermaid, but don't do that. Don't become one. Your life will be absolutely miserable. You don't even know how much water is everywhere and how often you get wet. I could not control my transformation for a week, and it was the worst week of my entire life. There's water and moisture in the air that can transform you. The ground in the morning is almost always wet, depending on who you are. If it snows in your area, that is horrible for you. Rain, it's just, it's not good. Don't do that. Don't become an H2O mermaid, please. A pro is that spells that defy the laws of physics become easier. So, teleportation spells and that sort of thing, right? Spells that are less, common amongst human use. Those are a lot easier than if a human would try to do them. A human trying to do those spells could take years, but a mermaid, they could do it on the first or second try. The con is that you are, in fact, putting your life at risk by becoming a mermaid or any mythical. Autok isn't real, but mythical hunters are, and you are endangering yourself. That's just something you should always keep in mind. A pro is a strong connection you grow with sea creatures, especially dolphins, I've heard. That's a big one. But as a guardian mermaid especially, I feel such a strong connection to the animals in my pond, the fish and snakes, and there are a lot of butterflies who fly around, and I absolutely adore them. A con is that also with becoming a mermaid, you will most likely gain a lot of paranoia and trust issues. It's just gonna happen. It's not good. I really don't have any friends because after I became a mermaid, I completely closed myself off because friends are just like one more person you have to lie to, one more person who only gets to experience a part of who you are, and it's so hard. A pro is that you can see so much better underwater, which is amazing. Like, your eyesight is super great underwater in most cases, and that's really fun. A con is that you can't take pictures of your tail, and this is something you will want to do. I know how, how much you want to do and how fun that sounds, but just don't. Mermaid code is real. Even if people try to tell you it isn't, it is, and you will lose your tail, so just don't take pictures or videos, even if you're not sharing them with anyone or posting them. Just don't take them at all still. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. So really take these things into consideration when becoming a mermaid, because it seems like, oh, just all fun and games and mermaids never have to deal with anything bad, but that's not true. So before becoming a mermaid, really weigh your options and decide if that's best for you. Bye!